Hey guys, it's Britt, and today we're going to go over how I outline. There's lots of different ways to outline, but this is my method. So that is what I am going to talk about because I'm not well versed in any other method. Draft 0 is essentially, it allows me to just naturally write it the way that I would. I'm a pantser. I don't plan. I sit down and I just type. Draft 0 gets my thoughts and ideas out. I don't have to worry about technical stuff. So if it's crap, it doesn't matter because I'm the only one that's going to see it. So, yeah. So it can be short chapters with lots of sloppy writing. I don't have to worry about it being good because that's not the point. And the whole point of this outlining method is to get it done fast so I can move on to draft 1. How do I structure this? Okay, so I use the 3-act structure, so it just works really well for the types of stories that I write. A really good example, a well-known example of the typical 3-act structure in books is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, because she has a pretty firm structure within those books, divided into acts 1, 2, 3, just like here. You see all my folders over here. My plots tend to be character motivated because, for one, I like character motivated plots, and my stories aren't generally very plot heavy to begin with. So for me to write a story where basically every little line of dialogue moves the story forward just works out really well because I write spooky haunted house novels and gay ghost hunters. And so for this example, it's a total of 27 chapters. I say that they're chapters, but they're not really long enough to qualify as chapters. This number right here, this total number, doesn't have to be 27. It can be longer, it can be shorter. Generally, Act 1 is on the shorter side and Act 2 will be the longest one, but I've just divided it into 9 chapters each because it's just an outline, and if I do need to expand upon that in subsequent drafts, I can do that. So the whole point is to get my story out to a point where I can write draft 1. So moving on to this section, the blurb. It's not really a blurb. It's not long or detailed enough for it to be a synopsis. Depending on how this draft goes is entirely subjective because I have to figure out what works and what doesn't. So I just wrote this up really quick here. You'll see that it's like this draft, kind of sloppy, has a lot of repetition, but that doesn't matter. See, if that sounds exactly kind of like the plot of Rumors from the Attic, that's because it kind of is. It's just retelling from Trevor's perspective, essentially. Obviously, there are Kevin chapters, and if I click this Act 1 folder, we see a bunch of note cards. Yeah, digital note cards. So I don't have to worry about my dog eating the note cards. This is a little more detailed than I usually go into with this outline. Mostly because I can't just bullshit my way through it like I usually do, because there's already an established timeline that I have to follow, as you can see here. I have not written all of these cards out yet, but I just wanted to give you all a vague idea of what's going on. So this first card here, I'd like to end each chapter on a question in the hopes that the reader will want to go on to the next chapter to get the answer to that question. And these probably make a lot more sense to me than they do to you right now. What's important? As long as it makes sense to you, you're good. So the next one. that we have here. Kevin, the funeral. And then I've got 2 more examples here. Trevor, work life. Trevor wakes up for work because that's just how Trevor is. He's kind of a little bit of a dick, but we kind of live for that. Next one is really short because I didn't want to get into too much spoilery territory here, but Kevin, the pup. The 4 examples that I have written in this timeline, so I don't give away everything. I want to give you guys some mystery so you're excited when it comes out. I use Scrivener just because it's simple. It makes it very easy for me to move things around like this. So if I go, oh, actually, this Kevin chapter will work better here than there, I can just move it. And the really nice thing about Scrivener is this trash bin section right here, because if something is not great, I can put it in here, but it's also safely in there because it's labeled trash, but it doesn't actually delete it. So if I want to take things from this later but don't want it messing up my draft, it's there safely. I decided, since I'm doing a new project anyway, I might as well show you guys the process since you expressed interest in seeing that type of content. But anyway, hopefully that was interesting, and I will see you guys in the next video.